Have you ever felt like you weren't enough? Have you ever looked at your flaws and wished you could just be perfect like everyone else seems to be? It's a feeling we all know. But what if I told you that sometimes the very things we see as our cracks are what let the light and life shine through? Let me share a story with you. Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled between green hills and golden fields, there lived a kind woman who carried water every single morning. She owned 2 large clay pots, which she hung on the ends of a long wooden pole balanced across her shoulders. Each dawn, as the mist still clung to the river, she would walk down the winding path, fill both her pots to the brim, and carry them home. One of the pots was flawless. It was strong, polished, and proud of its perfection. It held every drop of water without spilling a single one. But the other pot had a small crack along its side. No matter how full it was when she left the river, by the time they reached her home, it was always only half full. Day after day, year after year, the woman walked this same path with the same 2 pots. The perfect pot felt a sense of pride and accomplishment. It was doing exactly what it was made for, but the cracked pot felt nothing but shame. It saw itself as a failure, a constant disappointment. One morning, as the woman was filling the pots at the riverbank, the cracked pot couldn't hold its sorrow in any longer. Its voice trembled as it finally spoke. "Please, forgive me," it whispered. "I am useless. You work so hard every day, but because of me, you only get half the reward. I just leak all the way home. You should throw me away and get a new pot, one that can do the job properly." The woman paused, her hands still in the cool river water. She looked at the pot with such gentle eyes. "Why would you ever say that?" she asked kindly. "Because," the pot said, its voice heavy with sadness, "I'm broken. I can never do what I'm supposed to. I'm not perfect like the other pot." The woman simply smiled. It was a warm, knowing smile. "Come," she said. "Walk with me. There's something I want to show you." As they started on the familiar path back to the house, the morning sunlight streamed through the trees, casting long shadows on the ground. For the first time, the cracked pot noticed something it had never paid attention to before. The ground on its side of the path was an explosion of color. It was covered with the most beautiful wildflowers. Yellows, whites, blues, and violets swayed gently in the morning breeze. But on the other side, the perfect pot's side, the earth was just dry and bare. The cracked pot was silent, completely confused. The woman stopped and turned to it, her smile as warm as the sun. "Do you see all these flowers on your side of the path?" she asked. "Yes," the pot whispered, "but I never thought they mattered." The woman knelt, touching the delicate blossoms with a tender hand. "Oh, but they do," she said softly. "I knew about your crack all along. So, I planted flower seeds on your side of the path. And every single morning, as we walk back from the river, you have been watering them. For years, you have made this path beautiful. It's because of your crack that the world around me blooms with life." The pot said nothing, but a single drop of water fell from its rim, not from its crack, but like a tear of pure gratitude. The woman continued, "You see, my dear friend, we all have our cracks. Some are visible, some are hidden deep inside, but if we can learn to look with kindness, we'll see that even our imperfections can bring something truly good into the world. What we see as a weakness might just be the very thing that gives life, color, and hope to others." From that day forward, the cracked pot no longer felt ashamed. It carried its water proudly. It understood that even though it couldn't hold everything, it gave something even more valuable along the way. It gave beauty. And every time the woman walked home from the river, she would smile at the flowers blooming on the path beside her, and she would whisper softly to herself, "Beauty often grows from what we once called broken." The seasons came and went. The flowers along the cracked pot's side changed with each one: bright daisies in the spring, radiant marigolds in the summer, and soft, gentle asters in the fall. And still, with every journey, the pot poured life into the soil, one quiet drop at a time. It once believed its only purpose was to carry water perfectly, but now it knew its true purpose was so much more: to create life, to nurture beauty, to make the journey worthwhile. In its cracks, it found meaning. In its flaws, it found its purpose. And in its brokenness, it found a profound and lasting beauty. We live in a world that so often praises perfection: the straight lines, the unbroken surfaces, the flawless lives we see online. But here's the truth. Perfection teaches us very little. It is our cracks or struggles, our mistakes, our vulnerable, soft spots that make us human. They are what bring color and depth to our world. What you see as your weakness may be someone else's reason to smile. What you think is broken within you may actually be the very place where your greatest gifts flow out. So please, don't hide your cracks. Don't be ashamed of your imperfections. Let them shine. Let them water something beautiful along your path. Because the world doesn't need more perfection. It needs more kindness, more color, and more hearts that are brave enough to give, even when they don't feel whole. If this story touched your heart, take a deep breath, and maybe share it with someone who needs to be reminded that their cracks have a beautiful purpose. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to hear more stories of wisdom and hope, please consider subscribing to our channel. Your next story of light is just a breath away.